The idea of humans colonizing other planets has long fascinated scientists and the public alike. But one major obstacle to this dream has been the cost and complexity of building structures in space using materials from Earth. However, a team of researchers at the University of Manchester may have found a solution: building materials made from potato starch. According to the team's lead researcher, Dr. Aled Roberts, it made sense to use starch as a binding agent since astronauts will already be producing it as food. By mixing simulated Martian or lunar soil with potato starch and a pinch of salt, or even astronauts' tears, the researchers created a material that is twice as strong as concrete and doesn't require extreme heat or heavy processing equipment. This breakthrough could significantly reduce the cost and complexity of building structures on Mars or the Moon. The new material, dubbed Starcrete, has a strength of 72 megapascals, MPa, when mixed with simulated Martian soil and 91 MPa when mixed with simulated moon dust. In comparison, traditional concrete has a strength of 32 MPa. What's more, the process of making Starcrete requires only normal home baking temperatures, meaning that astronauts can produce almost half a ton of the material using just 55 pounds of potatoes and a little salt or magnesium chloride obtained from the Martian surface. The potential applications of this new material are immense. For example, it could be used to build shelters, landing pads, or even entire habitats on other planets. And since the material can also be used as a greener alternative to traditional concrete on Earth, it has practical uses closer to home as well. The team has launched a crowdfunding campaign to assist with continuing development of the material through the startup Deacon Bio. It's clear that this research has the potential to revolutionize space exploration and pave the way for human colonization of other planets. But why stop at potatoes? As we continue to explore space, we may discover new materials that can be used to build structures in extreme environments. And who knows, perhaps one day we'll find ourselves living in houses made from materials we never thought possible. The possibilities are endless. However, there are still several challenges that must be overcome before humans can colonize other planets. These include issues such as radiation exposure, isolation, and the psychological effects of living in a confined space for extended periods of time. But every breakthrough in materials science brings us one step closer to achieving our dreams of becoming an interplanetary species. In conclusion, the development of Starcrete is a significant breakthrough in the field of space exploration. By using simple ingredients readily available to astronauts, we may be able to significantly reduce the cost and complexity of building structures on other planets. And who knows, perhaps one day we'll look back on this discovery as the moment when humans truly began to explore the final frontier. The world's first fully solar-powered plane has completed its historic journey around the world. The Solar Impulse 2 plane landed in Abu Dhabi on July 26 after flying for more than 23 days across 4 continents and over 42,000 kilometers. The Solar Impulse 2 set off from Abu Dhabi in March 2015 with the goal of promoting clean energy and sustainable transportation. The plane was designed and built by Swiss pioneers Bertrand Piccard and André Borschberg, who piloted it in turns throughout the journey. The wingspan of the plane is larger than that of a Boeing 747, but it weighs only 2.3 tons, or about the weight of a family car. The plane has 17,248 photovoltaic cells that power 4 electric motors, allowing it to fly during the day and store excess energy in batteries to fly at night. However, the journey was not without its difficulties. Due to a lack of ventilation, the plane's batteries overheated during the flight from China to Hawaii, causing damage that required several months of repairs. Despite this setback, the Solar Impulse 2 carried on with its mission and returned to the skies. The pilots encountered numerous difficulties along the way, including turbulence, severe weather, and fatigue. The pilots had to take turns sleeping for 20 minutes at a time in a specially designed cockpit that also served as their living quarters during the long flights, which could last up to 5 days. Muscat, Oman, Ahmedabad, India, Mandalay, Myanmar, Chongqing and Nanjing, China, Phoenix, Arizona, and Sevilla, Spain were among the cities visited by the Solar Impulse 2. The plane was met by enthusiastic crowds and local officials who praised the pilots' pioneering spirit and commitment to sustainability at each stop. One of the Solar Impulse 2 pilots, Bertrand Piccard, stated that the journey was not only about demonstrating the potential of clean energy, but also about inspiring people to think differently about the future of transportation. "If we can fly around the world without fuel, imagine what we can do on the ground," he said. The Solar Impulse 2 has already had an impact on the aviation industry, causing airlines and manufacturers to invest in more efficient technologies and cleaner fuels. It has also inspired a new generation of environmentalists and innovators working to make the world a more sustainable place. Finally, the Solar Impulse 2 journey represents a significant milestone in the history of aviation and renewable energy. It demonstrates that with perseverance, creative thinking, and a commitment to sustainability, we can accomplish great things and pave the way for a brighter future. "The future is clean, it's just a question of mindset," Bertrand Piccard said.
In recent years, the Fox News network has come under fire, particularly for its coverage of the 2020 U.S. presidential election. Abby Grossberg, a network producer, has filed a lawsuit against her own company, alleging that executives pressured her to accept responsibility for airing false election fraud claims in order to protect higher-ups and hosts, including Tucker Carlson. Before joining Tucker Carlson tonight, Grossberg worked with Maria Bartiromo. She claims that due to sexist behavior at the company, Bartiromo's show was understaffed, making it difficult to fact-check claims of election tampering by Dominion voting systems. However, during her September deposition as part of Dominion's defamation lawsuit, Fox's lawyers allegedly coerced and intimidated Grossberg into shifting blame away from male executives and hosts, putting herself and Bartiromo in danger. Grossberg describes Fox News as having a toxic culture in which women are not respected or valued. She claims that executives use derogatory language to describe female employees, including referring to Bartiromo as a crazy bee, menopausal, hysterical, and diva. She also claims anti-Semitic jokes, slurs against women, and open harassment occurred on Tucker Carlson tonight. Grossberg claims that when she complained about harassment by 2 male producers, she was told she wasn't doing her job. These allegations paint a bleak picture of Fox News' work environment. They claim the network has struggled to address gender discrimination and sexual harassment within its ranks. It also calls into question the veracity of their reporting on major issues such as the U.S. presidential election. Fox News has denied the allegations and placed Grossberg on unpaid leave. In addition, the company has filed its own lawsuit against her in an attempt to prevent her from discussing conversations with the network's lawyers. They claim that her allegations are without merit and that when she raised them, they immediately investigated. This is not, however, the first time Fox News has been accused of bias and inaccurate reporting. The network has been chastised in recent years for promoting right-wing conspiracy theories and downplaying the severity of the COVID-19 pandemic. Concerns have also been raised about Fox News's influence on American politics, particularly how it shapes public opinion and influences elections. Grossberg's allegations highlight the importance of creating more equitable workplaces across all industries. They emphasize the importance of companies confronting gender discrimination and sexual harassment head-on, rather than sweeping it under the rug. Furthermore, they emphasize the importance of journalistic integrity and the need to accurately and truthfully report the news. What happens next in this case remains to be seen. However, one thing is certain: Grossberg's allegations raise serious concerns about Fox News culture and the accuracy of its reporting. Finally, it is the network's responsibility to address these concerns and ensure that their workplace is a safe and respectful environment for all employees. To summarize, Grossberg's allegations are a wake-up call for Fox News and the wider media industry. They remind us of the importance of treating all employees with dignity and respect, as well as the importance of maintaining journalistic integrity in our reporting. Only in this way can we build a more just and equitable society in which all voices are heard and all people are valued.
The International Criminal Court, ICC, issued an arrest warrant on Friday for Russian President Vladimir Putin, making him only the third sitting president to face such a warrant. The charges stem from alleged war crimes committed during Russia's invasion of Ukraine, specifically the illegal deportation of Ukrainian children into Russia. The ICC charged Putin with a serious crime against humanity, and issued an arrest warrant for Maria Lvova-Belova, Russia's Commissioner for Children's Rights. A recent Yale research project identified 6,000 Ukrainian children held in Russia or Russia-controlled areas of Ukraine since the invasion. While the move is mostly symbolic, it has significant ramifications. If Putin travels to a country that cooperates with the ICC, he will be arrested. The International Criminal Court cannot try defendants in their absence, and Russia is not about to hand over anyone, let alone Putin. Moscow does not even recognize the International Criminal Court. This makes Putin a pariah, says Stephen Rapp, a former ambassador-at-large for war crimes under President Obama. He risks arrest if he travels. This will never go away. Russia will face sanctions unless it complies with the warrants. The ICC's decision is the first time the court has issued a warrant against the leader of one of the UN Security Council's 5 permanent members. So Putin might go to China, Syria, Iran, his few allies, but he just won't travel to the rest of the world and won't travel to ICC member states who he believes would actually arrest him, says Adil Ahmad Haq, a Rutgers law professor who specializes in international law. While a trial appears unlikely, the move is significant because it places Putin in rare, if unwelcome, company with Sudan's Omar al-Bashir and Libya's Muammar Gaddafi, both of whom were subject to ICC arrest warrants during their respective presidencies. The ICC's decision will undoubtedly have an impact on Russia's international relations, and it remains to be seen how Putin will respond to the warrant. Boxing has been around for centuries and is one of the most entertaining and exciting sports available. It's also a sport with an intriguing history, full of fascinating characters, dramatic moments, and plenty of controversy. So, let's go back in time and look at the colorful history of boxing. Boxing has its origins in ancient Greece, where it was known as pugilism. In 688 BC, the sport was included in the Olympic Games, and it was a brutal affair. The fights were held without gloves, and the winner was decided by knockout or submission. The sport was so violent that the Roman Empire eventually banned it. Boxing did not resurface in England until the 17th century, when it quickly gained popularity. The sport, however, remained extremely brutal, with fighters wearing no gloves and no rules to protect them. In fact, it was so dangerous that it was prohibited once more in 1743. However, the sport could not be contained and continued to evolve. Boxing rules were established in the late 1800s to make the sport safer. Gloves were introduced to protect the hands and faces of the fighters, and rounds were limited to 3 minutes to avoid exhaustion. These modifications paved the way for modern boxing. Muhammad Ali, formerly Cassius Clay, is one of history's most recognizable boxers. He was a master of trash talking, and his quick wit and sense of humor made him a fan favorite. Ali won 3 heavyweight titles, but he was also known for his political activism. He famously refused to be drafted into the Vietnam War, and as a result, he lost his boxing titles. He reclaimed his titles and became a global icon for his talent and bravery. Mike Tyson was another legendary boxer. He first appeared on the scene in the 1980s and quickly became known for his devastating punching power. Tyson was the youngest heavyweight champion in history, having won the title at the age of 20. However, his career was marred by controversy, most notably his infamous ear-biting incident during a fight with Evander Holyfield. Despite his difficulties, Tyson is still regarded as one of the most feared and respected boxers of all time. Boxing has seen a resurgence in popularity in recent years, thanks in part to the rise of social media and the internet. Boxers such as Floyd Mayweather Jr. and Manny Pacquiao have become global superstars, with millions of people around the world tuning in to watch their fights. These boxers have brought a new level of skill and athleticism to the sport, and they are still pushing the limits of what is possible in the ring. Of course, boxing has had its share of controversies. Fixed fights and corruption plagued the sport in the early 1900s. This resulted in the formation of the National Boxing Association, later renamed the World Boxing Association, which established rules and regulations to ensure the sport's fairness and integrity. Boxing is now a highly regulated sport with stringent rules in place to protect fighters and ensure fair play. Fighters are subjected to rigorous physical examinations prior to each fight, and referees and judges are held to high standards of integrity. Despite the rules, the sport retains a level of danger and excitement that keeps fans coming back for more. So there you have it, a quick rundown of boxing history. Boxing has always captivated the public's imagination, from its brutal beginnings to its modern evolution. It's no surprise that boxing remains one of the most exciting and entertaining sports around, with its colorful characters, dramatic moments, and thrilling action. There's never been a better time to enjoy the sweet science of boxing, whether you're a die-hard fan or a casual observer.
Leather, oh leather. The stuff that screams, I'm classy, and I know it. There's just something about leather that makes us all feel a little bit cooler, from jackets to shoes to purses. Maybe it's the way it smells, or maybe it's the fact that it's strong and long-lasting. In any case, leather is one of those materials that never goes out of style. Let's talk about the various types of leather available. First up is full-grain leather. This is the best leather money can buy. It's the hide's top layer, and it hasn't been sanded or buffed in any way. This means that it retains all of the animal's natural markings and flaws, giving it a distinct personality. Consider it the leather equivalent of a tough, handsome cowboy. Then there's top-grain leather. This is the second best quality leather and is frequently used in high-end leather goods. It has been sanded and buffed to remove any flaws, giving it a smoother and more uniform appearance than full-grain leather. It's like full-grain leather's more refined cousin. Then there's split leather, which is made from the hide's lower layers. Although it is not as durable as full-grain or top-grain leather, it is still of good quality and is commonly used in lower-end leather goods. It's the less experienced younger sibling of full-grain and top-grain leather. Bonded leather is the final option. This is the lowest quality leather available and is commonly used in furniture and other low-cost leather goods. It's made by grinding up leftover scraps of leather into a pulp and then gluing them back together. It's like the leather family's black sheep. But enough about the technicalities, let's get to the heart of why we adore leather. To begin with, it's just plain sexy. Something about someone dressed in a leather jacket or boots screams badass. Maybe it's because leather is often associated with motorcycles and rebellion, or maybe it's simply the way it hugs the body. Whatever it is, leather exudes sexiness. Another reason we adore leather is its versatility. You can wear it with almost anything and look great. For a more casual look, wear a leather jacket with jeans and a t-shirt, or a leather skirt with a blouse. Not to mention leather accessories like belts and purses. They add a sophisticated touch to any outfit. The best thing about leather, however, is that it lasts forever. Unlike cheaper materials, which wear out after a few uses, leather only improves with age. It develops a patina over time, giving it a beautiful, lived-in appearance. It's also extremely tough and can withstand almost anything you throw at it, or on it, for that matter. To summarize, leather is simply amazing. It's seductive, versatile, and long-lasting. There's a type of leather out there for everyone, whether you're a rugged cowboy or a suave businessman. So, the next time you're in the market for a new jacket or boots, think about investing in some high-quality leather. Your wardrobe will be grateful.
Soccer, or football as most people call it, is a sport that has captivated millions of people for over a century. Soccer originated in ancient civilizations such as China, Greece, and Rome, where people kicked a ball made of animal bladders or stuffed leather. The modern game of soccer, on the other hand, originated in England in the mid-19th century, where it quickly became a popular pastime among the working class. The Football Association, FA, was founded in England in 1863 to establish a set of rules for the game, which included the use of a spherical ball and the prohibition of using hands during play. Soccer's popularity quickly spread throughout Europe, and by the early 20th century, it had become the world's most popular sport. The first international soccer match, between Scotland and England, was played in 1872, and the first international soccer tournament, the British Home Championship, was held in 1884. Soccer has evolved and grown in popularity over the years, with the formation of various leagues and tournaments around the world. The FIFA World Cup, the most prestigious tournament, was first held in 1930 and has since become one of the most watched sporting events on the planet. Soccer, despite its global popularity, has not been without controversy. The introduction of the Video Assistant Referee, VAR, system was one of the most contentious issues in soccer history. While some fans argue that VAR has improved the accuracy of refereeing decisions, others believe it has slowed down the game and diminished the excitement of live play. Another source of contention in soccer in recent years has been racism. Many games have been marred by racist chants and gestures, and players have faced abuse both on and off the field. As a result, many soccer organizations have taken anti-racism measures, such as fining clubs and barring fans who engage in discriminatory behavior. Soccer has also been chastised in some quarters for being a low-scoring sport. While fans of other sports, such as American football, frequently level this criticism, it is important to remember that soccer is all about strategy and tactics. A single goal can often make or break a game, and the thrill of a well-executed play can be just as thrilling as a high-scoring match. Pelé is one of the most famous soccer players in history. The Brazilian striker is widely regarded as one of the greatest players of all time, having won 3 World Cups and scoring more than 1,000 goals throughout his career. Other legends include Diego Maradona, Lionel Messi, Cristiano Ronaldo, and Zinedine Zidane, all of whom have left their imprint on the game with their skill, talent, and passion. There are several teams that have achieved great success and earned a place in soccer history. Real Madrid, Barcelona, Manchester United, Liverpool, and Bayern Munich are just a few of the teams that have won multiple international titles while dominating their respective leagues. El Clásico, or rivalry between Real Madrid and Barcelona, is one of the most fiercely contested in the world of soccer, with fans tuning in from all over the world to watch the two Spanish giants battle it out on the field. There have been far too many memorable moments in soccer history to count. Some of the most memorable goals in World Cup history include Diego Maradona's Hand of God goal in 1986, Zinedine Zidane's headbutt in the 2006 World Cup final, and Lionel Messi's incredible solo goal against Getafe in 2007. Other memorable moments include the Miracle of Istanbul, in which Liverpool came back from 3-0 down to win the 2005 Champions League final, and the 1970 World Cup final, in which Brazil defeated Italy in a thrilling match that is still regarded as one of the best in soccer history. Soccer has continued to evolve and adapt to new challenges and opportunities in recent years. New technologies like goal line technology and player tracking systems have helped to improve the game's accuracy and fairness, while social media and streaming platforms have made it easier than ever for fans to follow their favorite teams and players.
Last week, the news of Silicon Valley Bank's failure shook the U.S. banking system. The bank, which had been considered a safe bet for depositors, could not meet its deposit obligations, leading to a bank run. The Federal Deposit Insurance Corporation, FDIC, which insures deposits up to $250,000, stepped in to secure the depositors' funds, but the majority of the bank's customers had billions of dollars in deposits. The government eventually had to intervene to restore confidence in the banking system. The collapse of Silicon Valley Bank. The fall of Silicon Valley Bank was due to its investments in various projects that did not generate enough returns to cover its obligations. The bank had over-leveraged itself, taking on too much debt, and investing the money in risky ventures. When these ventures failed, the bank could not meet its deposit obligations. This created a panic among depositors, who feared that they would lose their money. The FDIC typically steps in when a bank fails, but in Silicon Valley Bank's case, the agency could only insure deposits up to $250,000. The vast majority of the bank's customers had more than that amount, leaving them vulnerable. The government had to intervene to restore confidence in the banking system and reassure depositors that their money was safe. The collapse of Signature Bank. Shortly after the fall of Silicon Valley Bank, regulators closed New York-based Signature Bank, citing systemic risk. Experts have warned that similar banking failures could occur as many corporations have over-leveraged themselves in dollar debt. This means that they have taken on too much debt denominated in dollars, making them vulnerable to currency fluctuations and economic shocks. The contagion effect. The fallout from Silicon Valley Bank's collapse was not limited to the U.S. European banks lost $100 billion in value in a week after the news broke. Despite tough regulations that should make a similar banking failure in Europe unlikely, the contagion effect is accelerating. The European Central Bank, ECB, has taken steps to prevent a banking crisis, including setting up a banking union and stress testing banks. The banking union allows for the centralized supervision of banks and a common deposit insurance scheme, which protects depositors across the Eurozone. The stress tests assess the bank's ability to weather different economic scenarios and identify potential weaknesses. The future of the U.S. banking system. The collapse of Silicon Valley Bank has raised concerns about the stability of the U.S. banking system. However, U.S. President Joe Biden has reassured the public that the banking system is safe. The government's intervention to secure depositors' funds has restored confidence in the system, and the FDIC's insurance program has protected depositors from losses. However, the collapse of Silicon Valley Bank serves as a reminder that banking failures can happen, even in the most developed economies. It is essential for regulators to monitor banks' activities and ensure that they are not taking on too much risk. This can be done through stress testing and regulatory oversight. Conclusion. The collapse of Silicon Valley Bank has highlighted the risks that banks face when they over-leverage themselves and invest in risky ventures. The government's intervention to secure depositors' funds has restored confidence in the U.S. banking system, but concerns remain about the contagion effect and the stability of the system. Regulators must continue to monitor banks' activities and ensure that they are not taking on too much risk. The future of the U.S. banking system depends on it.
Art has always served as a platform for social and political commentary, and Chinese dissident artist Ai Weiwei is no stranger to using his work to draw attention to important issues. Middle Finger, his most recent project, is a bold and unapologetic statement on the power of individual expression in the digital age. Middle Finger's concept is straightforward but effective. Anyone can enter an address into the program, and AI's iconic left hand will appear over that location, middle finger extended in defiance. The project's goal is to remind people of the power of their own bodies, particularly their middle fingers.
According to AI, we frequently forget that we have a middle finger, or if we do remember, we misuse it. I believe it is important to remember that this part of your body can point to something, an institution or someone who resembles a power, to inform them, and yourself, that you exist. While virtual middle finger tourism may appear to be a minor issue at first glance, it actually addresses a much larger issue, the power of individual expression in a world dominated by technology and social media. It's easy to lose sight of our own agency in our increasingly digital lives, and to believe that our voices are being drowned out by the noise of the internet. AI reminds us that we still have the power to make ourselves heard by creating a platform that allows people to assert themselves in a tangible way. Of course, some may argue that projects like Middle Finger are nothing more than cheap gimmicks, a way for artists to court controversy and garner attention without saying anything meaningful. To dismiss AI's work as mere provocation, however, is to completely miss the point. Yes, the project is intended to be provocative. It is intended to shake us out of our slumber, to force us to confront our own apathy, and to remind us that art can still be a powerful tool for social change. Furthermore, Middle Finger is a comment on the nature of power itself, not just a statement about the power of individual expression. In a world where institutions and governments wield increasing power over our lives, extending one's middle finger can be interpreted as a form of resistance. It's a polite way of saying, "I see you, and I refuse to be intimidated." AI empowers us to take a stand against the forces that seek to silence us by allowing people to virtually turn off any location they choose. Of course, some may argue that Middle Finger is just another example of AI's ongoing feud with the Chinese government, a way for him to snub authorities without fear of repercussions. While it's true that AI has had his share of run-ins with the Chinese government, he was famously detained for 81 days in 2011, it's also true that his work transcends national boundaries. Middle Finger is a universal statement about the power of individual expression in the face of oppression, not just a commentary on Chinese politics. To summarize, virtual middle finger tourism may appear to be a frivolous concept at first glance, but dig deeper and you'll discover that AI Weiwei's latest project is anything but. Middle Finger is a powerful reminder that, even in a world dominated by technology and social media, we still have the ability to make our voices heard in a tangible way. It serves as a reminder to never underestimate our own power, and to always be vigilant in the face of oppression. While some may dismiss AI's work as mere provocation, the truth is that Middle Finger is a timely and thought-provoking statement on the nature of power and individual expression in the digital age.
As urbanization continues to rise, more people are opting for small space living in microapartments. These tiny apartments offer affordable housing solutions for singles, couples, and students who are looking to live in the heart of the city. In this article, we'll explore some design ideas and space-saving solutions for making the most out of your microapartment. Microapartment design ideas. Designing a microapartment can be challenging, but with a few tips and tricks, you can create a stylish and functional living space. Here are some design ideas to get you started. Embrace minimalism. When it comes to designing a microapartment, less is more. Embrace minimalism and stick to the essentials. Choose furniture that serves multiple purposes, like a sofa bed or a coffee table with storage compartments. Opt for neutral colors and natural light to make your space feel open and airy. Go vertical. When you're dealing with limited floor space, it's essential to think vertically. Invest in tall bookshelves and storage cabinets that go all the way up to the ceiling. You can also hang shelves and hooks on the walls to keep your belongings off the floor. Divide and conquer. Divide your microapartment into different zones for sleeping, working, and relaxing. Use curtains, screens, or bookcases to create separate areas without closing off the entire space. This way, you can enjoy privacy when you need it and an open floor plan when you don't. Small space living solutions. Living in a micro-apartment doesn't mean sacrificing comfort and style. With these small space living solutions, you can create a cozy and inviting home. Multifunctional furniture. One of the biggest challenges of living in a micro-apartment is finding furniture that fits and serves multiple purposes. Look for furniture pieces that can transform into something else, like a desk that turns into a dining table or a bed that folds up into a wall. Not only will you save space, but you'll also save money on buying separate pieces of furniture. Utilize every inch of space. In a micro-apartment, every inch of space counts. Use the area under your bed for storage containers, install shelves above your kitchen cabinets, and add hooks to the back of doors. Get creative with your storage solutions and make use of every nook and cranny. Keep it light and bright. A bright and airy micro-apartment can make a big difference in how spacious it feels. Install mirrors to reflect natural light, choose light-colored furniture and decor, and add lighting fixtures to brighten up dark corners. A well-lit space can create the illusion of more room and will make you feel happier and more productive. Affordable micro-apartments. Micro-apartments are becoming increasingly popular due to their affordability. Here are some tips on how to find an affordable micro-apartment. Research your location. Research the neighborhood you want to live in and look for micro-apartment buildings that fit your budget. Consider the location's accessibility to public transportation, grocery stores, and other amenities. Compare prices. Compare prices of different micro-apartment buildings to find the one that offers the best value for your money. Don't forget to factor in additional costs like utilities, parking, and maintenance fees. Consider roommates. Consider living with roommates to split the cost of rent and utilities. This is a great option for students and young professionals who are looking to save money while living in a prime location. Conclusion. Micro-apartments offer a unique and affordable housing solution for those who value location and convenience over space. By following these design ideas and space-saving solutions, you can maximize your micro-apartment's potential and create a comfortable and stylish living space.
Our homes are becoming smarter, more connected, and more automated than ever before as technology advances at an unprecedented rate. Homeowners now have access to a wide range of cutting-edge tools designed to make their lives easier and more convenient, from voice-activated assistants to smart thermostats. Artificial intelligence, AI, which is increasingly being integrated into the design of modern homes, is one of the driving forces behind this trend. AI-powered devices can learn from user behavior and adjust accordingly, making household tasks and routines easier to manage than ever before. A smart thermostat, for example, can learn your preferred temperature settings over time and automatically adjust the temperature without any user input. Similarly, a smart lighting system can be programmed to turn on and off based on your location or schedule, making it simple to save energy and lower your electricity bills. Automation is another important trend in the world of smart homes. Homeowners can free up more time for other activities by automating various tasks around the house. A robotic vacuum cleaner, for example, can clean floors automatically, saving you the time and effort of doing it yourself. In addition to these practical advantages, smart homes offer new opportunities for entertainment and leisure. Homeowners can create immersive and engaging entertainment experiences in their own living rooms using advanced audio systems and virtual reality (VR) headsets. The rise of smart homes has also resulted in increased demand for connected devices and appliances. From security cameras and door locks to coffee makers and refrigerators, virtually every aspect of a home can now be monitored and controlled remotely. The Smart TV, which allows users to stream their favorite shows and movies directly from the internet, is one of the most popular examples of this trend. Smart TVs, with built-in apps and voice command support, have become a mainstay in many modern living rooms. However, as with any new technology, there are some concerns about smart homes' impact on privacy and security. With so much data collected and transmitted by smart devices, there is a risk that this information will be misused. To address these concerns, manufacturers and regulators are collaborating to create new smart home standards and guidelines. For example, the European Union recently enacted the General Data Protection Regulation, GDPR, which establishes strict guidelines for how businesses collect and use personal information. Similarly, the Federal Trade Commission of the United States has issued guidelines for the development of IoT, Internet of Things, devices that emphasize the importance of security and privacy. Manufacturers can help ensure that their products are safe and secure for consumers to use by following these guidelines and implementing strong safeguards. Looking forward, it is clear that the trend towards smarter homes will only accelerate. As artificial intelligence and automation advance, homeowners will have access to even more powerful tools and features designed to improve their quality of life. For example, we may see the rise of fully autonomous homes, in which intelligent systems manage virtually every aspect of daily life. Whether it's cooking, cleaning, or managing finances, these future homes may be able to handle everything automatically, freeing up more time for the things that truly matter. Of course, there are still many obstacles to overcome before we get there. As with all emerging technologies, there will be setbacks along the way, so smart home development should be approached with caution and care. Nonetheless, the potential benefits of smart homes are too great to overlook. We can create living spaces that are more efficient, comfortable, and enjoyable than ever before by leveraging the power of AI and automation. Whether you want to upgrade your current home or build a new one from the ground up, the future of smart homes is bright. By embracing this exciting new trend, we can create a world in which our living spaces interact with us to create the ideal environment for our needs and desires.